This is the real-life human skull inside the Players Club that was used to play Hamlet.
And this is Edwin Boo's apartment upstairs at the Players.
Wow, so it's still maintained how he actually lived and slept here every single day.
Yes, so he did sleep in this bed. His slippers are next to the bed as they were on the day he died in 1893. So the club was founded in 1888. Edwin obviously was, of course, a huge Shakespearean actor. But I'd say my favorite story in this room is of the skull that's right across from us here.
Is it real?
It's real. It's one of 3 real human skulls here at the Players. But this is definitely the most famous one and has, I think, the craziest story. Edwin's father, Junius Brutus Booth, he was probably the most famous actor in his day, a very notorious gambler, drunk, no good kind of guy. He would often be too drunk to go on stage, so Edwin kind of was the person that was there to push him on stage. He landed himself in jail, and his cellmate was a man named Mr. Lovett, who was a horse thief. When you stole horses in that day, you were convicted to be hanged. There was no ifs, ands, or buts about it. You were going to be executed. Mr. Lovett was a huge fan of Junius Brutus Booth as an actor. You know, imagine being jailed with your favorite celebrity in the same cell, and he said, you know, when they kill me, all I want is my dying wish is for you to take my skull and to use it in a production of Hamlet. And he did. And so he used this skull as Yorick in productions of Hamlet famously, and then passed it down to Edwin. What's amazing is this skull is actually used in productions of Hamlet to this day for a particular opening night.
Edwin Booth was famous for doing also Hamlet over and over and over again.
He was the longest running Hamlet, so he did 100 performances as Hamlet.
So basically these were the Baldwin brothers of the 1800s because there's 3 of them.
So yes, of course we have Edwin Booth, you know, our famous founder of the club, Junius Jr., Junius Brutus Booth's namesake. And then of course our third brother is John Wilkes Booth, who you may have heard of. Is actually pictured right there. Believe it or not, after the Lincoln assassination, Edwin Booth never spoke his brother's name in public again. He would leave the room anytime anyone mentioned him, but he still has a photograph of his brother right next to his bed, which is a really a wild touch, you know, to know that he still loved his brother despite everything that happened. So this is my favorite room in the whole club. This is the library. Edwin Booth's letter to the American people after the Lincoln assassination, essentially apologizing for his brother's actions. It was published in all of the newspapers.
So yeah, Edwin Booth had a tough time after John Wilkes committed that crime. They actually had a fight many months prior. This was a letter that he sent over to the American people to say, hey, basically, I'm sorry.
People think that one of the reasons that he maybe founded this social club was to restore his family's good name after everything that John Wilkes had done. So I think the Players is really intrinsically entwined with the Lincoln assassination as well.
Stay curious, my friends.